Hi, my name is Jeanette Cox. I'm here to continue talking about my journey as a caregiver of an Alzheimer's patient, which was my husband. Uh, the neurologist told us that Jay, after all the testing was done, that he could not work anymore. My husband was very highly upset about that. I told him, calm down, calm down. Somewhat of a good thing because now you can do some more work around the house. You love working around the house, so you'll do some work around the house. I was in a little denial as well as my husband. I was really, really in denial because I just thought, okay, I'll work with him. He'll be fine. So I said, okay, the first thing we need to do, you love painting. How about you painting the foyer while I'm at work? So got a gallon of paint and left it there, and I went to work. While I was working, someone just said to me, have someone to check on him. So I called my sister, my twin, and I told her, I said, do me a favor, Janet, go and check on Jay and see how he's doing. She said, fine, he's okay. I said, I just wanted to make sure that he's doing what he's over there painting. Well, an hour later, I get a call from my sister while I was at work teaching, and she said, Jeanette, you need to come home. He's kind of upset, and things are a mess. I said, thanks, Janet. I'll get this as soon as I can. Well, I left work a little bit early. I told the principal I need to go home. Left work a little bit early. Then when I opened the door, my sister was standing in one corner and my husband was sitting on the step with this I call owl stare. My definition of owl stare is when I can tell when my husband's going in and out of memory because he had some memory loss because he would just stare and his eyes would be fixated. I walked over to him. I looked around before I walked over to him. The foyer was a mess. He had chunks of paint on the wall. My husband was always a good painter. We had a painting on the wall. The painting was ruined. Painting all over the floor. And he was sitting on a step with this owl's look. I went over to him and I rubbed his face. I said, you'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't be upset. It will be fine. It will be fine. So he kindly came back to himself. He looked at me. I said, why don't you just go upstairs and relax? He did. The paint, the foyer he was not the painter that I thought he was going to continue to do, and the foyer was a mess. That was my fault because I was in denial, and the denial was just upsetting to me. So the next thing I did was in denial again. My husband and I, we traveled a lot. So I set up a cruise, a family cruise with him, my children, to go on a 5 days cruise. Before I went on the cruise, I had booked the cruise and everything. I asked the neurologist, I said, I booked the cruise. I just want to let you know that we're going on a cruise. His response to me, Mrs. Beckwood, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think your husband could handle a cruise. I said, he'll be fine. I told the doctor, I said, oh, he'll be fine because I'm with him, my children with him, we'll take good care of him. Well, the cruise was a disaster. My husband loved to travel, but he was no longer the person I thought he was. I was in denial because I'm thinking, okay, we love to travel, let's get going, let's just take a break and go on this cruise. One on the cruise, he could not, he was fine. As far as walking around the ship and doing various things on the ship, he was terrified. He did not want to go on the ship. He didn't want to walk around. We did leave the ship a few times. I held his hand tight. He was fine. But once we got back on the ship, going to eat, going to tour the ship, he couldn't do that. We get agitated, upset, so I had to end up taking him back to the room. And see, when I took him back to the room, I was telling him, calm down, you'll be fine, calm down. I noticed one time when we were out to eat on the ship for dinner, he was looking around, he was staring, he started getting that owl stare that I called, where I tell he had memory loss and he was getting agitated. Our server kept saying to me, is he okay? I said, oh yes, he's fine. Knowing he was not fine, but I didn't tell him he was not fine. So from then on, I made sure that my husband would eat in the room. Instead of touring the ship, we only left the ship when we went off the ship to tour. When we were outside and holding his hand in the open, he was fine, as long as I was holding his hand tight. But touring the ship was a no-no. So what I did, I fed him at night, and when he was hungry, and then my children would watch him, then I would tour the ship by myself. It was so devastating for my children. My children could not wait, and they loved traveling as well. They could not wait till we got back. I realized then that I was in denial. I was in denial of the fact that my husband, I couldn't do the things that he used to do. And I had to adjust some things. However, this is what I had to say for today. I will continue this conversation at another time. You will hear from me again. Have a great